This ordinary-looking North Minneapolis home doesn't draw attention to itself. But inside, you'll find the extraordinary Sisters of the Visitation Monastery,
Christ have mercy,
hosting a midweek Mass this day for the community and beyond.
Therefore, he had to become like his brothers in every way.
Tom Connery comes to this oasis from across town.
It's very peaceful. It's part of knowing the good work they're doing, but it's also just that they embrace everybody.
Dr. Tom Connery first came here in his University of St. Thomas role to write about the monastery.
Hey, sweetie.
The sisters knew right away they had encountered someone extraordinary.
It wasn't, I'm Professor Tom Connery and I want to do a book about you all. It was like, I really respect what you're doing here, and would you mind if I shared in your life a little bit?
Good morning.
Truly, Professor Connery is not in the business of saying, "Here I am."
Come on in.
Hi, is this Kojo?
Pardon me?
Kojo 111.
Yeah, you got the right
Thanks.
place.
Just making sure.
Rather, he prefers to ask.
How are you?
Others are his focus,
You got a smile.
especially St. Thomas students.
What are you interested in, you know?
Journalism and advertising.
So it should not be surprising someone else must tout Connery's latest honor.
He is Professor of the Year this year at the University of St. Thomas.
University of St. Thomas 2011 Professor of the Year from Communication and Journalism, Dr. Tom Connery.
I kept thinking about all the people who had gotten it before me, including the founder of the department I'm in, Father Whalen. It's quite a long line of fine people, and I feel so privileged to be among those.
Connery still remembers his first day at St. Thomas in 1982 when he passed Father Whalen, who was returning from class.
He reaches in, pulls out a handkerchief and wipes his brow, and he looks at me and he says, "If I don't work up a sweat in that class, I'm not doing my job." And I thought, yes, I've come to the right place.
Connery came to St. Thomas by way of Ohio State and Brown universities. Along the way, he worked for the Associated Press and various newspapers.
To understand communication is to understand much more.
After nearly 30 years at St. Thomas, he's as energetic as ever in the classroom.
The successful teachers have passion about the subject matter, and the students feel that passion. And you know when they feel it, and that's one of the great things about teaching. When you're in the classroom and the students get it, and you're riding there with them and you see it, it's great. It's a great feeling.
He had a great classroom presence. He sort of was able to, fuse the academic stuff with, a little bit of entertainment.
1991 graduate John McCormick, who covered the Obama presidential campaign for the Chicago Tribune prior to his current job at Bloomberg News, recalls more than class. Connery was his advisor, a mentor relationship that continues today.
How lucky am I to have that? Somebody, who was an instructor to me almost a quarter century ago, who I still keep in regular email contact with, who takes time out of his busy schedule to have a lunch or a dinner with me. That's a pretty amazing gift to be able to have somebody like that in your life.
We can talk as peers, not as mentor-student, although he still insists on calling me Dr. Tom.
Well-deserved respect. Twice a department chair,
I have the honor to present to the president of the university.
Connery was also the first dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and yet he continued teaching during those 8 years as dean.
He's just fabulous with the students, has done so much for so many generations of Tommies.
We're establishing a community here.
I think he is a very modest individual, and again, that's part of his success in all the various roles that he has played and continues to play here at St. Thomas.
Where are you right now? What are your ideas?
When pressed on what he takes pride in, Connery recalls as dean pushing for more service learning. He's now practicing what he once preached, teaching a Kojo course that partners with a local school for economically disadvantaged students.
And the way we're doing it at Cristo Rey Jesuit High School is just a very rich experience.
Connery's rich St. Thomas experience, of course, includes scholarship. He has helped define literary journalism, factual writing with a literary twist.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's his interest in literary journalism that led him to that North Minneapolis monastery, a place with common principles.
I have tried to treat the people the people I'm engaged with all the time and I deal with on a daily basis treat them the way these sisters treat everybody.
Always caring, truly accomplished, Dr. Tom Connery joins a lofty list of St. Thomas professors, yet he remains, as always, focused on students.
And I want to do well, and I owe it to the students to do well. So even when you have 1,000 deadlines and all sorts of things you're working on, and you still want to do your best going in that classroom, that's the priority.